I think we need to be focused on the three things, like the technical skiing, the physical training, and the mental training.
Before the cheering, before the flags, before the run, there's this, a slope that waits, and an athlete who knows it doesn't care how hard you've trained. Ski racing is a sport of milliseconds, of centimeters, but the margin of victory doesn't start at the gate. It begins much earlier, deep in the off-season.
Yeah, it's a lot of job during the summer also. For the people, it's just like we are in winter sports, so we are doing just skiing during the winter, and the rest of the time is vacation, but it's a little bit more complicated than this. We have a lot of physical training. We need to be ready physically for the season. We have a lot of ski training even during the summer.
Training begins when most people are resting, hitting the gym while others lie back in deck chairs. This is one of the first layers needed to build the armor. And it's not just physical. The real training begins in the mind. Conditioning yourself to endure this kind of effort isn't easy when the world outside moves in the opposite direction.
Everything we do is what we have in our mind, you know? So we have to be really confident on what we're doing. I mean, considering the difficulty and how extreme is what we're doing. So we gotta be really focused and prepared on what we're doing, you know. So we got like mentally, for example, I focus on 3 main points, and then from that, my mind thinks just about those 3 things.
Just before the races, when I have to be on the top of the form like 60 seconds before the start, I try to be very focused on my skiing, focus on what I have to do to go fast on skis. And I have a little routine to be in shape at the start. Like I'm jumping off my skis, I hurt my leg like this and doing some things like this to be ready, and it's like a list, and I cross everything. If I crossed everything, okay, I'm ready to go and I'm ready to give my best on the slope.
In those moments, if you're a skier, it feels as though no one remembers you exist. Yet it is in that summer solitude that, below the surface, the foundations of success are forged. Then, the gym becomes the mountain, weights turn into stamina, cardio becomes the ability to breathe where the air is thin. Building a body that can endure the violence of a downhill run isn't just about strength, it's about resilience, injury prevention, stability. It's training the body to withstand an effort it would otherwise never endure. It's defeating fear through discipline. It's science and suffering.
Everything that leads up to a competition is important. During the summer, we have a lot of training sessions here at the back jump. We have a lot of physical preparation that goes into it at the gym. And then we also have a lot of mental work. We have a mental coach with the team, and we work a lot on visualization. So there's a lot of work that goes into being ready for a competition, and it goes way beyond just training on snow.
For sure, the preparation is long. From April, May to the November is more work, physically work, but I think in the last 5-6 years, more mentally preparation. The mindfulness is a big part also in the sport.
The competition itself is very quick, so it doesn't last long. but you have to be fully focused for that minute. So you have to be ready, you have to be confident in what you're doing, and you have to know what you're doing, especially because you're jumping and it can be risky. So you have to be as mentally prepared as possible.
More than the gym, more than the slopes, the most decisive factor isn't out there. It's inside each of us. When there's panic at the gate, doubt on the slope, and the war in your head is louder than the world around you, that's where the real battle is fought.
Pressure from nations, from sponsors, from yourself, all of it just for one perfect run. In elite skiing, mental preparation is no longer a luxury, it's survival.
Then we have, also, of course, mental preparation. Not everyone does it. It's a bit of an open discussion, open topic. But I feel like personally, it's more important for me to do it in the winter because that's when I really need to be able to disconnect mentally. You know, right now it's quite easy because we have fitness and we go sometimes on the skis, but because we haven't skied for a long time, we're mainly enjoying the feeling, and you know, we're back in the group and stuff like this. But once the winter starts, and we are full back in focus, every weekend is a race weekend. Every week is a preparation for the race. So that means we really get low amount of time off. So I think it's really important to be able to disconnect mentally to avoid, well, those over emotions and stuff like this. So those are of course key factors for our performance, and everything is being worked in the off season. Of course, I still do some mental preparation, but I think it's more key towards the winter.
Yeah, everything that we go through is part of the game. I think we are high-level sport athletes, and we are not made to do that, but we made ourselves ready for that life and that pressure and that way to travel a lot, to be every time under pressure during the winter. And for me, that's fine. That's okay. As I said, there is a lot of ups and downs. Sometimes I'm a little bit down. Sometimes I ask myself, why am I doing this sport? It's difficult, and then sometimes I don't want to wake up at 4 to go skiing in the morning. And sometimes it's really difficult when you have a really disappointing race in an important race like World Championship or Olympics or I don't know. But it's also what makes the good moments so good and the bad moments so bad. So yeah, the really, really good moments in a career, there is not that much. Depends on the people. Some people are winning every weekend, but for a normal ski racer, you don't win every weekend. You will not perform as you wish every weekend, but what makes it really, really exciting is that when you cross the finish line, you see the green light, and you are really satisfied about your race, then the emotions and everything are really high because you know the job behind, you know all the sacrifices that you made, it's not sacrifices, but it's choices that you made in your life to be at that position at that moment, and it makes it really, really different from a normal life, and I think more excited, more enjoyable, but it depends on the moment. It really depends on the moment. But winning a World Cup race, it's every time, you know, big emotions, and you know why you are working so hard all the summer and all the winter.
Every skier has a story of breaking and of choosing to come back. Everyone carries at least one scar, sometimes visible, but more often hidden. Recovery doesn't begin with racing. It starts with trust in your body, in your mindset, in the skin you're in.
For sure, I know that it's always part of the risk, part of the game, doing downhill and Super G and racing down the hill by 130, 40 or 50 kilometers per hour. But I say always no risk, no fun. So you have to risk for ski fast, but also for enjoy. Because if you don't risk, you feel that something is not working well. And so I love the speed, I love the adrenaline, I love the jumps and the angles with what I have to ski. And so I know that is part of the game, but especially on difficult downhills, yeah, I'm happy when I'm healthy in the finish. And yeah, when some race is going not like I hoped, I know that next day I have the new chance, yeah. But it's part of the game, for sure.
Yeah, before my injury, I always said I don't need someone because, yeah, skiing is easy. But after the injury, it was like, okay, how can I come back? Can I come back? There are a lot of thoughts in your head because, yeah, you don't know.
I think in a career, or I mean during this period, it's so much important also who you have by your side that gives you the serenity to live everything in good shape. I mean, so I think that's an important point as well. The teammates, because you're so much far away from home, and if you have a good, how could I say, a good bom clima.
All those months of preparation melt under the glare of the World Cup ski circuit cameras, where thousands will watch a few seconds but miss the years it took to get there. What they see is a skier. What they don't see is what's beneath the surface. In a sport where everything comes down to a moment, you don't rise because of luck. You rise because of what you've layered into yourself, over pain, over cold, over time.
This life is insane. We are in the mountains. We look at the sunrise. We are doing some skiing, some sport every day. So there is no problem.
Yeah! No, non ci credo che l'hai filmato, che figo!